All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. It's your brother Quanah Watts come back at you, Lord will, with an edifying lesson through the spirit and power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. I had came across this picture, man. Spirit hit just going into the dietary law, because it's very important, man. A lot of the things that we eat, right, outside, of what is lawful, ultimately, does and can, cause a lot of health issues. And this is why Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai set up everything the way it is, right? Set up certain laws, statutes, and commandments, right, which we are to follow, right? Israelites, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners, right? We are to follow these laws, and when you don't, they bring forth, right, just dealing with, the dietary law, what you eat, it can bring forth disease, it can bring forth sicknesses, illnesses, and so on and so forth, right? Being disobedient, period, can ultimately get you killed, man, and shorten your lifespan, but as you see right here, it says, what shall we eat? Clean food, right? And it's got a list of different clean foods, right? Vegetables, ripe fruits, nuts, honeys, milk, butter, eggs, cheese, grain, beef, lamb, it says mutton, but it's lamb, goat, fish, right? Certain type of fish, and so on and so forth, right? Right, and there's more stuff which we're gonna get into it, right? We're gonna read Leviticus the 11th chapter, the whole chapter, and again get the the full dietary law, right? What we're able to eat and what we're not allowed to eat, right? Because it says right here, unclean foods, right? It says pork, right? Pork, bacon, ham, rabbits, hares, rodents, webbed, footed birds and their eggs, right? It says birds of prey, right? Eagles, hawks, stuff like that. It says in fish without both scales and fins, right? Which is shellfish, you got eels and all this other stuff that's named off, right? Those things are ultimately unclean, right? Especially shellfish, right? Those are ultimately the filters of the earth, right? Of the sea, matter of fact, right? Of the filters of the sea, right? So all the bad things, right? The garbage, the gunk, right? They filter that out. So when you eat those things, you're eating everything that they filtered out, right? All the bad shit, man, and this is why, again, Jake, has such health problems, right? Has such, they're dying at younger ages, is because they choose, right, to eat these things because, Jake knows how to season shit, man, right? So they choose to eat these things because they know how to make them taste good, right? But just because it tastes good does not mean that it is good for you, and again, it's ultimately rebelliousness, man. Just a quick testimony. I had a family member, this is way back, when I was first coming in, I had told, a family member, I said, hey, you need to stop eating shrimp, crab, lobster, pork, all that other stuff. The Lord said, not to eat it. And she knew, hey, call Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. It's a chariot, man. Call Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. And she knew, right? She knew she was an Israelite. She knows she's not supposed to eat it, but yet she continued to eat it anyways. Laughed me in my face, yada, yada, yada. And, hey, come 2 years later, man, hey, the Lord killed her ass, man, Hey, and she was warned, right, not to eat these things, man, because, again, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai will, right, kill your ass, man. He ain't playing, especially the times that we're in now, right? Scriptures say that, perilous times shall come, right? On top of that, 1 Peter 4:17 says judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, which is the Israelites, right? And we're in the time where the Lord is, he's done showing that mercy, man. Right, the Lord is going to start bringing forth straight judgment, man, great judgment, upon the world, upon the people of the world that, that are wicked, He ain't playing, man, So let's get into this Leviticus, the 11th chapter. We're going to read the whole chapter. It's about 47 verses. We're going to get the whole thing, man. This is Leviticus 11:1. It says, and Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Right? It says, whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Right? When you go into cloven foot, right? When it goes into the hoof, right? It basically goes into like a, like you look at, like a cow, right? It's got a hoof, right? You look at what other animal has a hoof, man? There's plenty of animals that have hoofs, like that hard hoof, right? Damn, I can't really explain it more than that. You know what I mean? You look at a cow and its foot, right? And that's ultimately a hoof, right? Cloven foot basically it's like a hoof, but it's split down the middle, which a pig, right, ultimately has, a cloven foot, right? Again, it's like a hoof, but it's like split down the middle, kind of like, two different fingers or something like that, man. But again, it's hard, right? So that's what it's talking about, right? Chewing the cud is basically eating grass, right? Any kind of herb, giraffes, right? For instance, right? Giraffe, they ultimately, they have their cloven foot, right? Their cloven foot, they have like a hard cloven foot, and they eat trees, right? They eat the grass, right? And technically a giraffe will be lawful to eat, but there are some, right, that have a cloven foot or a hoof, right, that don't eat the cud that we're not allowed to eat. Those animals we are not allowed to eat, right? They have to follow this criteria in order for us to be able to eat them, right? It says, verse 4, it says, nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, right? It says, as the camel, right? Because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you, right? So we can't eat a camel, right? Even though they have that, that soft split foot, right? It's like it's like when you make that split between your four fingers, right? You separate them, keep the 2 and 2 together, but yet they're split apart, right? 2 and 2, right? That's how their foot is, but yet they don't eat the grass, man. They don't eat all that, So therefore they're unclean, right? It says in the coney, because he cheweth the cud and divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. It says in the hare, which is the rabbit, right? It says because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you, right? Because a rabbit has, they have a paw, right? They have like, 4 or 5 digits, They eat the grass, but because they're not cloven foot or they don't have a hoof, right? We can't eat of them, right? It says verse 7, it says, and the swine, though he divideth the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. So again, right? He don't eat the meat, or it's like he don't eat the grass, right? He eats basically anything, right? A pig is basically a trash can of the earth, They eat anything, man. And on top of that, pigs don't sweat, right? So all the different waste and other stuff, that when humans, man, when we run, that sweat, a lot of the waste will come out, right? Through our pores, this and the third, right? Well, a pig don't do that, right? A pig doesn't sweat. So, guess what? All that waste is still in there, and it stays in there, and again, they'll eat dead bodies. They'll eat garbage, literal garbage. They'll eat anything that is full of parasites, right? Pigs are full of parasites themselves, So again, we can't eat those, right? It says, of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass ye shall not touch. They are unclean to you. And we know Jake is heavy on this, man. Jake loves their pork. Jake loves their bacon. Right? In this world, bacon everything, man. Bacon is literally in everything. I remember ordering a fucking cheese pizza. And when I got the pizza, I inspect my pizza. I don't necessarily just dive in, right? I inspect my pizza, right? Just to make sure everything's good. When I opened it up, I stuck my finger in it and I felt chunks of something, man. And I looked and it was chunks of fucking like ham or something, man. They literally put fucking bacon in everything. And I ordered a fucking cheese pizza, and we're not allowed to eat that, man. So, damn well I turned that shit back the fuck in and said, hell no, I'm good. Give me my money back, man. I'll go somewhere else, Hey, because following the law, statutes, commandments, Yahweh Shema Shai is over everything, man. You know, we put Yahweh Shema Shai, the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai over everything, man. If we can follow it, hey, we're following it, man. You know, it says, verse 9, it says, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, right? So now we're getting into like the waters, the ocean, the rivers, right? Lakes, so on and so forth, right? It says, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the sea, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat, right? Fins and scales, right? So meaning when you catch a fish, man, and you start to, you know, take the back of your knife and you go across the, you know, the body of the fish, if it don't have no scales, it's just one flat, you know, soft surface, like it has skin. Hey, well, you can't eat of that fish, man. It has, like catfish, right? Catfish don't have scales, you know. Sharks don't have scales, you know. When you catch like a bass, or you catch like what is that, trout, you know, when you take the back of your knife and you go across you'll see flakes coming off, you know. That's scales, right? And on top of that, you know, they have fins, right? That's how they get around in the water, right? Those are the ones that you're able to eat, right? It says, and all that have not fins and scales, right? An eel does not have any kind of fins, right? And it don't have any scales, right? It says, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, and all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. And we know, hey man, I've watched many videos of these fucking Moabites basically eating fucking nasty ass fucking eels, man. Then they be half alive and shit, moving and shit, right? And Jake be on that shit too, man. I don't know about I ain't never really seen no Jake eating no fucking eels or anything like that, but nonetheless, right, Jake is still eating abominable foods, man. You know, and these are things that we're not supposed to do at all. This is why Jake is always here fucking sick, always, you know, full of diseases and shit like that, because Jake don't want to listen, man. You know, and we're gonna keep reading. We're gonna get this whole chapter. It says, they shall be, verse 11, they shall be an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. It says, whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls, right? So now we're going to the birds, right? It says, they shall not be eaten. They are an abomination, right? The eagle, the ossifrage, and the osprey, right? It says, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind. It says, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gyre eagle, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat, all fowls that creep, going upon all fours, shall be an abomination unto you. So these are a lot of, birds of prey, owl, a hawk, an eagle, right? They don't necessarily have, predators, man. Right? We know that the eagle is the highest flying bird, or one of the highest flying birds, man. Right? So, it looks down on everything. Nothing looks down on it, So again, right, we're not allowed to eat these kind of birds, man. It says, verse 21, it says, yet these may ye eat of every living, it's like of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. It says, even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. It says, but all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet and have shall be an abomination unto you. Right, man. And we know that, John the Baptist, right? He was eating basically locusts and honey, man. Right, which is proof, right? We're able to eat those things, right? He was keeping the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, prophet of the Lord, man. Verse 24 says, and for these ye shall be unclean. Whatsoever toucheth the carcasses of them shall be unclean until the even. Right, so hold on. God. Verse 25 it says, and whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and shall be unclean until the even. Right? It says, in the carcasses of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean to you. Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that go on all fours, those are unclean to you. Whoso toucheth them, that's like whoso toucheth their carcass shall be unclean unto the even. Right? We're talking about paws, right? Dogs, the big cats, all cats, right? From the little house cats to the, the lions and tigers, and, they have paws. Again, going back to the rabbit, the hare, right? They have paws, man, right? A ferret, a meerkat, all those things, they have paws, man. We're not allowed to eat those, man, right? Verse 28 says, and he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even. They are unclean to you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, the weasel and the mouse and the tortoise after his kind, right? It says, in the ferret and the chameleon and the lizard and the snail and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the even, right? So again, there's certain things that we are not allowed to touch according to the Bible, right? According to the words of the Heavenly Father, his only begotten Son, right? Verse 32, and upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doth fall, it shall be unclean. Whether it be any vessel of wood or raiment or skin or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean unto the even, so it shall be cleansed, right, man? And you got a lot of people, that do, which, a lot of that shit's down south, and it's mainly just Esau, man. They go and they, get roadkill, and they cook it up, roadkill stew or this and the third. Hey, that shit's abomination, man. That shit's against the scriptures, man. We're not allowed to do that shit, man. But you got people doing that. That's a heathen thing, man. All these things that we see these heathens do, that's because that's what they do. We are not supposed to be like them. Our scriptures talk about we are a holy nation, man, a separate nation, right? We have the law, statutes, commandments, Otherwise, we would be just like these heathens, man. But we're not, right? We are to follow the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai to the best of our ability, And we'll finish this out, right? It says, verse 34, it says, of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean unto you. So we're not even the vessel that we cook it in, the pot, the pan or whatever we cook it in, right? The crock pot, whatever. Hey, man, you cooking these things, right? You just made that vessel, right? That pot or whatever it may be, unclean. And you got to get rid of it, man. You got to get rid of it. It says, verse 36, it says, nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall be unclean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. It's like it shall be clean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. Right? It says, and if any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed, which is to be sown, it shall be unclean. But if any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean unto the even, right? So, hey, we're not allowed to touch, just like we're not allowed to touch, right, dead bodies, right? We're not allowed to touch the dead bodies or the carcasses of these animals, man. It says, verse 41, it says, every creeping thing that is creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Shalom, brother, shalom. It says, whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever hath more feet among all creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, them shall ye not eat. Them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination, right? It says, and ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye should be defiled thereby, right? It says, for I am Yahweh, your power. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, for I am Yahweh that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt, to be your power, ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy, right? Which you go into that word holy, it goes into separate, right? It says, this is the law of the beast and of the fowl and of every living creature that moveth in the waters and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten, right? So again, we have a dietary law, right? And all these things that we are able to eat, all the things that are clean unto us, right? All those things, when eaten properly, right? When eaten, in moderation, well, guess what? Those things can benefit us, man. Those things can help us, strengthen our bodies, give us the proper nutrients, right? Minerals, vitamins that we need in order to continue, through the day, But again, Jake want to continue to eat things that are unlawful because they can make him taste good, man, right? Which is all the different things that Esau gave us, right? In slavery, right? Esau gave us the scraps, man. This is why, Jake eats, chitlins and, all these different things, right? The bacon and, which is really just, skims off of the fucking belly fat, man. None of that shit is fucking healthy at all, man. But Esau gave that to us and made us to think that shit is healthy, but it's not. This is why, again, we are not allowed to eat those things. You need to stop eating those abominable foods, man. I remember watching a video of a fucking Jake eating a fucking rat, man. That shit made me sick to my damn stomach, man. Straight up sick to my stomach. Jake was eating a fucking rat. He started with the tail, was crunching that shit. You can hear it. That shit's nasty. That's abominable. We just read that, man. Hey, but Jake all about that shit, man. And everyone that, that continues to eat these abominable foods, hey, the Lord gonna come get your ass, man. And I don't want to make this long. We'll grab one more precept, man, just to prove it. Yahweh Shemel Shai, I'm playing with y'all, man. It's Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. It said, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire, right? And we know that Yahweh Shemel Shai is basically setting up World War III as we speak, which is ultimately going to be that fire that comes from those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. As well as, again, the chariots coming and sending down those laser beams, and destroying all those who are wicked, man. That's going to be the anger of the Lord being shown, man. Verse 16 says, for by fire and by his sword with Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many, right? And we understand that there's going to be, more people that perish, right, than those that are to be saved, right? Pursuing the second Esdras, the 9th chapter, right? As a drop is compared to a wave, the drop being those who are going to be saved, and the wave is those who are going to be destroyed, It says, verse 17, here's the point. It says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahweh. So again, you eating all these abominable foods, you eating, a rat, you eating a fucking camel, you eating a lion, right? They got lion meat, you eating all these abominable food. You can get fucking, what is that? A shark fin soup, all that shit's an abomination to the Lord, man. And you eating those things, right? And trying to, use the scriptures, right? It's not what go within your mouth that defile them, man. It's that which come out. You wrongfully using the scriptures, Hey, well, guess what? That's going to lead to your destruction, man. And again, this is a warning, right? To you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Stop eating these abominable foods, right? We just read in Leviticus, the 11th chapter, which you can go back and read it, right? You can also read some of it in Deuteronomy, the 14th chapter, about the dietary law and what we are and what we're not able to eat. And you will find out, right? You will find out what Yahweh Shemel Shai tells you, right? That you're not allowed to eat. And you'll see, hey, this world is full of that shit, man. Yes, it is hard, but hey, at the end of the day, it's worth it, man. It's worth it, right? Esau's put pork damn near in everything. Everything that we eat is damn near abominable. Everything that we eat damn near abominable. Yep, at the end of the day, hey, we still have to try, We still have to try, man. To the best of our ability. But I just wanted to get that out there, man. Go into the dietary law, and again, point out, the things that we're allowed to eat and the things that we're not allowed to eat, right? Because there's a lot of them, you know? And those that continue to eat these unclean foods, and Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is going to destroy your ass, man, right? Because there's plenty, right? As we see in this picture, there's more things that are listed as clean foods, right, than there are that are unclean, you know? But yet Jake want to continue to eat all that nasty ass shit. You know, the shrimp. You know, I seen a video of a look to be like a Moabite or some type of Ammonite or whatever it may be, you know, wherever they may be, by basically cleaning, coming up with a new way to de-shit a shrimp, right? Because, you know, they have that channel that goes down their back, you know, of nothing but, you know, it's basically shit, man. You know, there was a video of teaching you how to, you know, basically get rid of that in the easiest and quickest way, you know? But hey, fuck it, man. We don't need that shit, man. We don't need none of that. So we don't need to watch those videos and stuff like that, man, because we're not going to eat that shit. You know? You should stay away from that shit as much as you can, as far as you can, really. You know, don't even try to eat anything that's cooked on the same grill if you can, you know? Sometimes, you know, you won't know, you know? And the scriptures talk about, you know, be not overly righteous, man, you know? Because you don't really know, man. You can't really look into everything, you know, see if it's cooked on the same grill as some abominable food. That's why you got to pray over your food, man. You know? Pray that Yahweh Shem Shai cleanse your food and take away any kind of negative, you know, or nasty or abominable, you know, thing that may be in it, right? Pray over your food, man, first and foremost, man, you know, and make sure that you're not eating anything that's abominable, man, you know. Check the labels, this, that, and the third, you know, if the Lord puts a spirit on you, man, you know. But pay attention to what you're eating, man. You know, the Yahweh Bashim Shai gave us a law just based on what we can and cannot eat, man. You know, he gave us a whole chapter on that, right? So read that chapter, study it. You know, if you don't know what a word is or what the animal is, man, look it up, man. You know, look it up. Do your research, man. You know. But I just want to get that out, man. Lord will was edifying. Lord will straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash, double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishop, great millstone. Till next time, I say shalom.